Hello, welcome. I'm just gonna let this let everybody get in here for a second. All right. Hello and welcome. If you are watching on YouTube, I'm gonna do my little spiel before I start my stream. Hi, I'm Ashley. Welcome. I usually stream here on Wednesdays. It's been a little bit less frequent recently, but we usually do like creature concept sculpting. So we'll take a sphere and we're just gonna mash it around into whatever shapes we think are kind of cool and interesting and develop a concept based on that sort of like strange shape that we kind of like created from the sphere. This is not like a specific tutorial or anything like that kind of a stream. It's just a for fun like sketchbook kind of session. So if you're into that kind of a thing, feel free to hang out, ask questions, talk about whatever. It's all cool. But like, you know, if you don't want to deal with that and you just kind of want to see what the end result is, it's a 4-hour long session, so you can see the VOD later. If you are watching on YouTube now, you can just kind of like skim as you wish. But yeah, if you're live, feel free to ask questions as we're going. That's sort of like the whole point here, is just a you know, again, like I said, sketchbook session. It's same as if you had, you know, your own sketchbook and you were opening it and kind of doing whatever doodle you want. It's the same thing, but in 3D. So I'm not trying to put this like, you know, in a game or film or anything like that. Right now, we're just having fun. Of course, if, you know, you wanted to do this sort of a thing on your own, or if you do, you could always take these sort of sketches and refine them further to then go into a film or game, or you could 3D print it, etc. But we're not prepping it for that or having that in mind as we're going right now. All right. Hi, guys. Hi, Kate. How are you doing? Hi, Prashan. Hi, Cherry, Masta, Fabiano, and Grim. How are you guys doing? Guys, gals. I use guys interchangeably. I'm sorry if that is gender neutral to me. All right. Yeah. So let's get started here. Let me get some musics. I don't have any music for you guys though, unfortunately. Sorry. But if you do want some music, I am listening to what am I listening to? What is this? What is this? It's Rocktronic playlist on Spotify. If you wanted to listen to what I'm listening to. Alright. Cool. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Because I have no idea. No ideas today. Very like, you know, the last like week or so I have not been doing too much sketching, so we're gonna be a little bit slow here. What I like to do, as you've seen in like a lot of my streams, is take you know, some masks. So by holding control, you can mask things out, painting a mask, and then just pulling things. So again, we're looking for some interesting shapes overall. We're not really caring about like all of like this stretch stuff. You see how like all the geometry is stretched here? Like I don't really care about that when I'm like doing like little sketchy things, and it actually can in certain ways add to the final result of like a quick sketch. Because when you do a Dynamesh, which is right here, it will actually take all of like this sketchy stuff. I'll just show that really quick because some people are questioning that, like, you know, when are you gonna Dynamesh? But basically, I keep things low res and I'm just looking at the overall shape, and I'm not worried about like, you know, being high poly or anything like that. I'm just looking at the shapes. So these low res things, if you hit Dynamesh on that, now you can see it's become actual geometry and it has maintained all of like these stretchy things. So you can imagine like when you're doing sketches, that is actually really beneficial, you know, to getting some cool sort of like filaments or whatever the heck, right? You can be really like loose with it. Again, that's not something you would put directly in a game or, you know, any of that, but yeah. Yeah, no worries, Cherry. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. So if you want to like impart any knowledge to other people too, feel free. We've got a lot of people coming in here from all different like skills. Some people are way more talented than me. I'm just here to have fun. Oh, and another thing too that I like to do, especially early on with like sketches, is there's this little thing I have on my UI here called AccuCurve, and you can actually get that in Brush, and you scroll over to Curve, and then you click on AccuCurve, right? And so what this is gonna do is with your, if you use Move Brush, well, I'm using Snakehook because Snakehook, it's very versatile in terms of a move brush. You can use it with the Move Brush as well. But basically it will pull things to a direct point. So if you use a very large brush and start kind of like editing things, you can get a very strong like silhouette breaks, right? And then also you can get pointies. Whereas if you did not have the AccuCurve on and you started pulling, it's just a sort of like this round fall off that happens, right? So if you want to make really broad changes, broad sweeping things, then that's fine as well. But the AccuCurve is very, very useful for blocking, especially hard surface, actually. Did this start as a meatball? A metaball? A metaball or a meatball? Definitely a meatball. What's up, Sadine? Yeah, you can retopologize. Yeah, so the thing is, like, anything that you do, you can always retopologize it. You can always fix it later. But again, like when you're just sketching, you shouldn't worry too much about, you know, the low res or whatever. So the geometry being low res and kind of like a little bit tearing. But this method as well of like not caring, like the more that you stretch things out, right, depending on your level of familiarity with Dynamesh and how that works, it can actually be a little bit confusing to newcomers to ZBrush, but I recommend trying it anyways and seeing how that works and Dynameshing different shapes and things like that and seeing how that affects your sculpt, because then you can be a little bit more free. You can start to expect when something is gonna give you like a Swiss cheese effect or something like that, right? You don't have to worry about the unwrap when you're sketching. You have to worry about the unwrap when you're you know, when you're doing your low res, right? And depending on how low res you have to go, so certain things like, you know, mobile games, then it's a little bit more particular, and it also depends on what kind of a pipeline you're going through, right? Am I okay to add? Yeah, you can add me. That's fine. Third year of uni, doubt your honestly, you'd be surprised. So when you start learning things, even if you said something that isn't necessarily true to everybody in, you know, as advice, it might be true to some things as well, right? Everybody has something to impart to other people when learning. All right. So we're just looking for some shapes. I don't really know exactly what this is going to be right now. But like I said, this is not for anything. We are sketching. I think, yeah, we'll do something like big neck. Could even grab another one of these guys. Let's see. Maybe I want to get like more of like a curve going on here. We're gonna do a little bit more of like like a curved shape. Kind of gives me like moth up here for some reason. But I don't hate that idea. Here, let's grab a mask lasso. When you've been on a project, you're like, how are you going to unwrap this? And you have to rebuild later. Unwrapping can be one of the hardest parts. I guess it really depends on how strict your pipeline is, right? Like, I haven't ever found unwrapping to be the most difficult part, but it can be very tedious, right? Especially if you have like a lot of parts. For example, if you didn't think ahead of time for a whole bunch of little like parts, you know, screws and things of that nature, and maybe you accidentally made them all different topology, well, that's going to be a pain in your butt, right? So if you think ahead of time, then you can retopologize one of them, use that as an IMM and duplicate it all over the place, then it's already unwrapped for you. You don't have to worry about all those screws, right? And so that really just depends on, you know, what kind of a pipeline you're doing, how many parts you have, etc. It doesn't need to be the most difficult, though. There's a lot of tools out there. Rhizome is actually really good for unwrapping as well if you don't use that. Do you have a set character you're going for right now? Just yeah, we usually just wing it. We have a lot of fun on these streams. It's just kind of like do whatever. A lot of the time they end up with like butts. We'll see about that. Started your elder tubby. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, that would have been amazing. If I thought about doing an elder tubby, that would have been actually pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. Maybe maybe the next stream. But you guys gotta remind me. Like I'm so like I forget about these things. Because like the elder tubby thing would have been really funny. But I didn't prepare for that. I mean, I guess we could like nah. I'd rather like actually prepare for that, you know? All right, let's get some leggies in here. I'm thinking biped today. All right, where is it? Where is it? It's not back here. Oh, you want to know a top tip too? You know how you can sometimes be dealing with like a ton of subtools? First of all, this visible subtool count right here, very useful. I hate it when it's only 4. Like that's kind of like the default with ZBrush, but you have a little slider here to make that bigger. And then when you're dealing with a lot of subtools and you maybe don't like it when you say append a subtool, because that adds like a new thing at the very bottom, and you have like maybe the head selected over here, but you would like it if it just kind of, if whatever primitive you're appending would just show up right here so you could select it. Okay, well, if you do insert, it inserts your primitive right directly below whatever subtool it is that you have selected. So that ends up being a lot easier when you're dealing with like a lot of stuff all at once. So insert versus append is actually a pretty good one to remember. Let me delete that real quick. All right, let's see here. So what I'm doing right now, that was, so this, hold control, take your gizmo, move down like so, and that will actually duplicate whatever subtool that you have, like whatever item that you have in your subtool, it will duplicate it and mask off the original. But it isn't a separate subtool. It is still in the same tool, subtool. What's up, comics? How's it going? How to do rope UV map. I would assume if you're gonna do something like that, like let's say you were gonna create a IMM for ropes, you could do it with tubes, right? So Michael Pavlovich actually has like a really good video. Here, look up Michael Pavlovich. Here, Michael Pavlovich. There you go. Look up Michael Pavlovich on YouTube and find his IMM, like creating IMM video. And you can follow something like that, because then you can actually start to create like a curve based on like whatever little tiny piece that you would make. So a rope, you would have like the 3 tubes, similar that you would do with like braids. You would only have to unwrap like a empty like cylinder, 3 of them, and then you could just reuse that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Bray. Michael Pavlovich has like a video on pretty much everything. Also, what's up, Bray? How you doing? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Queen bee, yeah. No, I can see the queen bee, actually. I kind of like that. I might be going a little bit more bee, insecty, moth. But like, I'm also thinking T-Rex as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, how cool would it be like a mothy bee type dinosaur instead of bird, right? Because normally we see all the feathers and stuff, but like, what if insect? Right? Okay. Right? That would be kind of cool. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But you know, again, lightly inspired, never like, you know, 100%. All right, let me. All right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can pull out some things, some okay, I don't like that. You can pull out some like shapes and stuff, and you're like, oh, you know what, that looks kind of like this animal or this thing that I know, and then you can start like building off of that. A B-Rex, yo, true. No, okay, but it's also like part moth, right? So like, what would that be? I don't know. B-Rex is pretty good though. B-Rex is actually really good. Hold on, let me get reference. Okay, we're going down this route. I gotta get reference. Hold on. Because Tyrannosaurus. Who's got an accurate? You know what? I'll just. It doesn't need to be accurate. It really doesn't need to be accurate. We're just gonna have fun with this. Dinosaur paleo nerds, don't come at me. We're gonna have fun with it, and it's not gonna be accurate to anything. Stay off my butt. Okay. Mothoraptor. Yeah, I could. Okay. All right. Okay. Then probably want a little bit more neck. Sorry if I like, okay, let me know if the humming is like super annoying. If you catch me humming, I know I have RTX on, so it'll probably like stop from most of my annoying like noises that I make. But if I'm making like a lot of noises that are, I don't even notice a lot of the time. So if I am, just let me know and I will try to be more mindful. So T-Rex leg, we're gonna come out like this. There we go. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I make a lot of annoying noises. I don't want, I want it a little bit more lean, I think, than we would typically get with the Rex, but. Alright, let's get some arms in here. Should I just, for the memes, because I do this, like, I do this pretty much like every stream. You get some Iron Man body part, right? Iron Man body part, we're gonna grab the male arm. Yes! Okay, split. But then we're gonna make it tiny. Very good proportions going on right now. And this is what is this, like Deadpool vibes, right? All right, let me grab the lasso. So if you just kind of start deleting things, I'm gonna delete some of these fingers because he only needs, she only needs, they only need 2. We're going T-Rex. You can delete hidden and close holes. There we go. Oh, hell yeah. Very good. Oops. Very good. I'm a professional. Moths creep you out more than why? Why? I actually don't understand the moth creepiness. You know what? Big moths. I think when they have like those really juicy butts, any insect with a super juicy butt, like it looks like it's full of liquid, you know, and it's just doing this. Bad. Looking wrench. It'll get better. It'll get better. Trust me. These are always horrible before they're decent. It's just the way that it is. Some pics of your Rex? What, in the Discord? Go free. Feel free. Put it in art and questions. Rosy Maple Moth. What are those ones like? Rosy Maple Moth. Oh, those are so cute! Such a friendly looking moth. You're new here, you have a question. Can you learn ZBrush in 2 weeks, 6 hours a day? Background software, Unreal Engine, and Maya. Yes, you can. Yes, you absolutely could. But like, if you're doing it 6 hours a day, you just gotta be smart about it, right? Like, I think just dedicate a whole day to just messing around with the UI and understanding where stuff is, opening menus, playing around with like some of the stuff. And then check out Michael Pavlovich as well, and he can probably give you tons of stuff just to run through. And then also there's zclassroom.com. Here. Classroom. And that's literally the ZBrush people giving you tutorials and stuff, so you can run through some things as well. So you just gotta like be smart about it as well, right? But in terms of like, if you have no sculpting skill, if you don't have like an art background, like you can have software background, but if you don't have an art background, that's going to take far more than just 2 weeks to learn, right? But software specifically, you can learn it in 2 weeks. It's my Discord's pretty dead. But I'll give a link anyways if you want to join it, just for the shoots and giggles. Wait, let me grab. Right. Copy. Here you go. Feel free. Active curve off. Let's get this. Let's get this going. Okay, I'll get all the parts in, and then I'll do a general what's it called? A general gesture change after. This one is do like neck. Yeah, I'll get this like the tail in, that'll help. And then I'll put the feet in. This cylinder here. Whoops. Oh, I don't know if anybody is on Twitter. Did anybody see anybody see what happened on the weekend? That stupid lamb. I didn't tell you guys, did I? I don't know. Some of you probably aren't on Twitter, so you didn't see the stupid that I I was laughing so much this weekend. It's annoying too because like that was literally like the most popular piece I've done. So funny. All right, and now we're gonna get some feet. Not following, yeah. No, it's if you look at my page, you're gonna see something very interesting. The cult of the lamb thing is so funny. All right. I'll explain it in a second too. Hold on. Just wanted to make sure we can start getting these things in here. Okay, yeah, so so what happened with the Twitter thing, let me just show you really quick. There was like this whole saga of, do you know the game Cult of the Lamb? They their community manager posted that they were gonna put sex in the game, right? and I on Friday had to go get my COVID booster, which like knocked me out for the weekend, and I was like I was in a fever like when I got home. Like I started to feel like crap, right? And I saw that post. I was like, oh wow, they're gonna add sex to the game. Why is my entire timeline just full of all of these indie studios being like, if we get this many followers, we're gonna add this to the game? It's like, you know what would be a really good idea? If I take that lamb and I make it in 3D. I don't know if it was a good idea. A lot of people would say it's not a good idea, but I had a great time. So I did this in a fever. Let me show you. and now it's my most popular thing that I've ever done on the internet. And I don't know if I should be if I should be proud of it or upset. I'm gonna choose to be proud. Anyways, I've been laughing pretty hard, and then they decided to at Fortnite about it as well, which was even greater. And let me see if I can find that one. There's like this whole saga, dude. Like it was a thing. It was like a whole thing. They literally like here. Like they literally quote retweeting Fortnite and being like, yo, you know what you should put in the game? It's my Riz lamb. Like dying. I was dying. But it made being sick that weekend not bad. Yeah, that was pretty intense. Because I was just like, oh, that would be like such a fun, like stupid thing to do while I feel like crap. And it turned out to be, well. Anyways, back to Maxon's T-Rex. Shots of your T-Rex dropped to the Discord. Oh, cool! Nice job. Sweet work, dude. Got it all colored and everything. That's awesome. You didn't know, yeah, it was kind of all over the place. I was very surprised. I was actually nervous the first time something like that big happened. Yeah, normally I only get like, you know, if I'm lucky, like 100 or 200 likes on my art on Twitter. So that was like so far out of bounds for me. Should I make it more T-Rex or nah, it's just gonna be like based. It's not gonna be like direct T-Rex, I think. It'll be like, I think these can actually come out. Yeah, I know. It went nuts. It went crazy. And it's all because the Cult of the Lamb community manager decided to retweet it. Oh, it's a fun little game. It's really fun. It's got a good loop. It's a roguelite. It's very cute. You're working on making an articular figure. Oh, wait, really? For your T-Rex? Well, that's cool. Any way to separate parts of one model in ZBrush? Any way to separate parts of one model in ZBrush? Yeah. So if you have everything in... So first of all, there's these things called subtools, if you don't know about them. And basically, they are different parts of the same model within ZBrush. So you have your overall tool up here, which is essentially just like your file, right? And then in here, you have every single part, which you can kind of think of like they're layers, but they're not layers. They're just individual parts within one model, right? And so if you wanted to separate, like let's say this one and this one were together, I'll just merge them for the sake of it. So first of all, the first thing that you can do is you can take anything, you can mask, right? And then down here, you can say split by masked, and that will take whatever is masked and split it off. Another thing that you can do is if you have like multiple objects, so things that are separated topologically, like these are not merged topologically, it's not like one piece, it's clearly two pieces, but they are in the same subtool. If you have something going on like that, what you can do is go down into polygroups and say auto groups, right? And then what that's going to do is it's going to give different groups to each object that's in the same subtool. You can hold Control Shift Click. Wait, make sure that your select rectangle is on. Go Control Shift Click. Control Shift Click to hide the pieces that you don't want in the in the same tool, and then go to Subtool, Split Hidden, and it'll put it in its own little subtool over here. Thank you, Grave Dad. Appreciate it. It's cute, yeah. I don't know if that lamb specifically, the Riz lamb is cute. I think it's more disturbing than anything. But yeah, it is a very, very cute game. All right, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Right, I was gonna do. All right, duplicatos. How many toes? Are they three? They're three toe friend. All right, I'm gonna merge these ones together. Merge down. Pull that out. And then here with backface masking, with clay buildup, I like to put on backface masking. So if you don't know what backface masking is, in brush, scroll down to auto masking, and there is a little thing right here called backface mask. So you can enable that, and what that does is allows you to use a really big brush, but it will not pull from the bottom. Whereas if you did not have that on, it would start pulling from the bottom, right? So any brush that you use that requires like you're going to be like sculpting on something thin, this is the tool, the option, the button you want to click. Okay, just gonna have those gonna come into the foot here. Put our bear. So we're just like blocking right now. It's gonna look like doo-doo fire until I have everything merged and I do some actual sculpting on it. There is, let me grab one of these guys and then we can start working over top of that. Yo, what's up, Lester? How are you doing? Somehow they got more than two. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's insane. That's why it was like absolutely crazy. It was crazy. I didn't actually expect them to gravitate towards my stupid 3D version of it. Do you imagine Mike Pav's head when he talks? You get anxious? Wait, sorry, what? Like you mean like how fast he talks makes you anxious? I actually like to listen to his videos on a faster speed. But I can see how, like, especially if English is not your first language, that can be a lot, right? So luckily on YouTube there's a half speed function. Do we want to do it the same way? I don't know. Yeah, I guess I can. All right. That on the same? No. I'll adjust all of that later. That's fine. Gotta like straighten all that out too. Beep 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 beep. Like I'll do like a whole gestural pass on this as well. I normally do. I'm just getting everything in there right now, and then we'll go into transpose. What's up, Sean? How goes? Bonsoir. Feet that are very long. So something interesting too, when you're dealing with these hind legs in terms of like balance, right now this is not super balanced right now because it could use more of like a standing up or like, you know, 1 foot forward type thing. But just for T-pose sake, when you're doing a, you know, a back leg, always keep in mind like this line right here. A neutral pose on the back leg, the I guess you could call this like the ankle area, will not like go super far past the pelvis. In fact, it should typically line up. That is usually, and then like this doesn't, you're not going to be like super far over top of the leg unless it's like not in a neutral pose and it's like squatting or something like that, right? How to get mirror and weld option. That is down in your geometry, modify topology, mirror and weld. Yes, 3D art is my full-time job. 3D art and 2D art. So I do character design, I do character concept, a lot of concept sculpting. Sometimes I do final frame. So anything like, you know, if they want a character concept, but they need it like, you know, for a pitch before it's even greenlit, then a lot of the time it'll be like, well, we want to, you know, concept this character, but then we need to make it so like this is what it would look like in the film if the film were done, right? So I would get like a bunch of assets together depending on what it is, put that together, render it all, and then do a paint over on top of it and be like, this is the beautiful, what this would look like at the very end of the whole thing. So there's a bunch of different things that I do. Sometimes I also am just 3D character artist, so I will do a high poly and then all the way down to low poly, but a lot of my work is actually concept and design. How do you think AI will affect sculpting? Honestly, I don't have a crystal ball. Things are always changing, and right now, in like what I can tell you right now is to not really worry about AI doing anything to sculpting at this current moment. If you're talking about like hyper real stuff and scans and things like that, it might come for that stuff. But again, I don't have like this ability to tell the future, and I think a lot of us have been wrong about what we thought AI was going to come for in the first like bits, right? So I think the best thing to do when it comes to this topic, rather than like thinking about all of these hypotheticals, what could the future bring in terms of, you know, this tool or that, the best thing to do is to focus on your core skill set, and that is your own artistic vision, what you can bring to the table as an artist, you know, like your fundamentals, etc. Don't worry about all the noise, because again, a lot of like the fear mongering and all of that kind of stuff regarding AI is marketing, right? A lot of these companies, they want you to be afraid of it so that it seems like it's like way, way bigger and crazier than it really is. But right now it's some studios might be using it for like mood boards and early conceptual things, but nothing is getting into final product that is from like from an actual studio, because there's a lot of copyright issues with it right now. And those copyright claims have a lot of legs. If you're interested in that entire ordeal, you should go and check out Carla Ortiz and that entire saga that she has going on over there. She's like fighting for all of our rights, and she's got like a lot of other artists on board behind her as well. They're fighting for the legality of this to be imprinted a little bit heavier in terms of like our rights as artists, right? So there's a lot going on in the AI world, for and against. So I think, again, to ignore all that noise, don't get caught up in it. Focus on yourself and your art. Because at the end of the day, even if AI is something that's super big and becomes like, you know, everybody's using AI, at the end of the day, some people just want to see you making art. They will just want to see your art, right? And they will want to see artists brought to the table with new and interesting ideas. Regardless of what people are saying, AI doesn't create anything new, right? It isn't creating anything new. It's mashing things together that already exists. So it needs to feed off of people's ideas. That's the whole thing, is it's feeding off of your concepts, your ideas. And so if you are coming to the table as an artist, not using AI with a new idea that's fresh, then that's great, right? And there's a spot, there's always going to be a spot for you. So yeah, that's how I'm looking at it anyways. And in terms, okay, that's another thing too. Sorry, I know I'm not sculpting, but I really want to like touch on this in terms of AI image referencing. Especially if you are a new artist, I highly recommend you do not do that. Highly recommend you do not do that. I see a lot of new artists that are learning from AI imagery, you know, and they're getting bad habits, bad anatomy habits, things that don't make any sense, you know. And I believe that it would be best for you to try. I know this sounds very old school and like, you know, all that, but it would be better if you try to learn your fundamentals from a different source. You know, you can get like your brain going like from AI. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. I can't tell you not to do that, right? To just use AI and whatever. I personally do not. I like to get my ideas more organically, and it makes me feel more involved in the process. It helps my brain as well come up with more connections and ideas. But if you're in like a bind, right, then you know, and you're using AI, that's totally fine and stuff. I just feel like when it comes to your fundamentals, do not rely on the AI. And if anything, you had searched up some AI images, you got an idea, put that away, get some real images of that stuff, right? Let's say you had typed in some fashion thing and you got an idea of like the cute girl wearing like this kind of jacket, and that was like really cool to you. Okay, now go to like fashion archives, look at like real clothing, how that actually sits on people, look at real models, etc., rather than, you know, using whatever the AI has mashed together, because a lot of that it's not going to teach you properly. There's a lot of errors in what you're seeing, and you're basically you're learning from like a soup rather than the source, and letting your brain come up with the connections itself to help you create your own identity and style, right? If you rely a lot on the AI, I find your style, you as a person, your artistic expression might get a little bit muddied. You might use it as a crutch a little bit too much. So I would be careful. I would be careful with that, especially if you're starting to learn, because again, like it's a problem. I'm seeing a lot of new artists, like they're looking at AI and thinking that's how they can study anatomy or what have you, and it's not, or not even knowing that the images that they're looking at are AI and doing reference studies off of it, and it's not ideal. Yeah, so okay. All right, back to my crunchy boy over here. Oh, and if you're on Google, here's a top tip if you want to try and avoid, I think it's actually, is that just it? And then you say negative AI. It should, I can't remember. There is a specific tag that you can put in Google so that you get fewer AI images. I know that that's a big problem too now, is Google is bringing up AI images a lot. pen tablet or pen display, which one is better? It depends on you. Pen display is going to mess up your posture a lot if you're using it without proper breaks, so keep that in mind. But when it comes to painting, I find the pen display far better because I have good hand-eye coordination with it. However, you don't necessarily need that. You can use a pen tablet just on the desk if you're doing just sketching within 3D or 3D modeling, etc. It's been fine doing it on just a desktop tablet, and you can get a really cheap one too. Like I think the Wacom Bamboos, there's like XP Pen and Huion do really cheap ones as well. Yeah. How do you put a price when a big company wants to work with you? Well, that really depends. Wow, it's a pretty open-ended question. It depends on what you're doing. Like if a big company wants to work with you, they usually have a larger budget. And it depends on what they're looking for. You can ask, like, would you prefer an hourly or a daily rate? Sometimes they might even want a weekly rate. Some companies might want a flat rate. Whatever that may be, think about you. So I'm assuming you're talking about freelance work and not like in studio salary, because if you're talking about in studio salary, that's a whole other thing based on location, etc. But always think about cost of living, and that includes when you're being a freelancer. Now, when you're a freelancer, depending on where you live, like here in Quebec, you have to also think about how you are also paying the employer tax too. So you're paying like a large tax on top of your regular income. It's not just like employee or employee and employer, right? So you're paying a little bit like more of a tax than usual. And then what is your cost of living? So would your hourly rate, if you think about an hourly rate, would that be able to cover your rent and all of your living expenses? And then you would have some left over to comfortably live, right? If that is the case, then that is an appropriate hourly rate to give them. Or if it's going to be a flat rate, you have to think about, okay, how long will this project take me? And then if it's going to go over, can I put a caveat into that contract saying, if we're going over a set amount of hours, can I put a caveat into that saying I can then charge or renegotiate, right? Yeah, XP Pen, I've heard a lot people enjoying it. We can make this tail bigger. You know what? I'm gonna go into the transpose and just do that right now. Let me just quickly save this guy. All right, let's go to T-pose. So what I just did, if you go into Z plugin, T-pose mesh, it basically grabs all of your subtools and throws it into one subtool. So I still have my other one where everything is separate, right? But then I have this new version, which is the T-posed mesh, meaning I can make changes, make sure to enable your symmetry again, but I can make changes to all of them at the same time to adjust like the overall gesture of the sculpt that I'm working on. which is super useful. And then after I'm done, I'll be able to like throw it back right into the subtool, the separate subtools that I was using beforehand. My eyebrow line? Oh, you mean this? It's been like that the entire time. The lighting in the Mario movie is great, yeah. Yeah, they're very good over there. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna like make it come a little bit more. I'm gonna take this tail, get a little All right, let's take these as well. They're like facing inwards. I do not like that. I want to face down. So you can go mobile, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Twitch ads, but the overall like chat area is better than YouTube. Like the ads have just gotten like super annoying. Guess I could like, okay, I'm gonna take this and I'll rotate them out a little bit. I think that'll be helpful. And then I will also merge all of these guys together once I bring it back so that I can start doing some like real sculpting on it. We'll do like more of the mothy stuff too. How many years are spent to study until you become a full-time 3D artist? It's honestly different. It's different than everyone. It's not like, so the thing is with the arts in entertainment, it is not like other careers. Like, yes, you can go to college for it, etc. And I think that's where people are like, oh, well, if you can go to school for it, then that means like there's a set number of years and a specific way to get into the industry. Like, it's not really like that, you know. where like maybe if you go to become a doctor, you have a very specific path that you go down, right, in order to become a doctor. Or if you want to become a lawyer, you're going like a very specific path to become that lawyer. To become a 3D artist, you could technically, like, if like a bunch of things happen where yes, you need to get really good at what you're doing, but then also you gotta be lucky. And that's a little bit discouraging to some people, but being at the right place, right time is a factor in terms of getting like a job in the entertainment industry, be it games or film. But your chances of that being higher depends on how good you are as well. So if you keep working on yourself, eventually you're going to get what they call a big break, right? So it can be different for everybody. Some people, they would only need like a few months and now they're a 3D artist working in the field. For other people, it might be 5 years. It depends also, like, you know, what is your rate of study? Did you do it by yourself? Are you good at doing it by yourself? Did you do it in school? Or, you know, is the structure helping you? But getting right out of school, for example, is not going to guarantee you a job either. Yeah, twice as good. Twice the eyebrow strength. Does ZBrush have the ability to use background images for reference? Yes. Yeah, so if you go to texture right here, let's say I wanted this, you know, this thing, this right here to be my reference image, which you can import whatever you want, right? Let's say I wanted this to be my reference image. I can actually just select it like I did, and you can, where is it? Add to spotlight right here. And so then now you can actually put this here and use this as a reference. But if you're talking about like background reference, then yes, there's another thing too that you can do. You can make this background different. Let me just, I really don't use this very much. I think actually the better thing to do would redirect you to Michael Pavlovich for that one, or Ian Robinson might know a little bit better. But yes, you can change the background. Another thing that you might want to do though is, and this is a little bit more what's it called, forgiving, adaptive, I'm bad at words today, but you can put an image behind, like, let's say, let me like open up a T-Rex here and I'll show you. Put a T-Rex here, and I'll put this, let's say, you know, I had an image of a T-Rex, which is this one, right? Let's say I wanted this T-Rex as my background image, but I you know, I wanted to have it come in and out. There's this little thing right here called see-through, and you can actually make it so that you can see through to your desktop at any given time. So what I like to do, if I'm following a very specific concept, which right now this is just an image to use for demonstration purposes, I'm not using it as my reference, but what you can do is you can turn on perspective, go to draw. I'll just, like, whatever your camera angle is for that specific reference, you can find it to try and match it. And then while this is on, you can actually line up your model how you like it, and then in draw, go down and you can, you can find your camera. You can say store camera. Let me just, here, right here, draw, my goodness. So right here, you can store camera, right? Name it like side, sure. Doesn't really matter that much, but you can name that. And so even if you were to turn it, you can always go here. Oh my goodness, sorry. My mouse always does that. All right. So you can come down here. Hello, 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 hello. And then you can click it, or you can click one of these arrows right here. So that will actually select your camera again. You can snap back to whatever position it was that is in your reference. you can see, you can't see because my face is in the way, but you can see at the bottom, right here, that I have this camera stuff right here on my UI, so that I can easily do that. I can easily do that at any point as well. And so then you can just kind of like, you know, do your see-through whenever you like, turn it off if you don't like it, continue sculpting, check your reference, whatever, right? So that's what I like to do personally. Right. Whoop. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Z goes to Blender. My favorite movie monster or creature. Oh my gosh, that one's so hard to answer. Oh my god, whenever somebody asks me this, like I have the answer, but like off the top of my head, movie monster. Like, I guess I can just say right now, the ritual one was really cool. But I'm trying to think, like, right off the top of my head. I also really liked Del Toro's Shape of Water. That guy was sick. Like, it was really well done. I really liked all of like the scale, like how they handled the scaling and everything. Predator actually isn't my favorite. It actually isn't. Like I like it, but it wouldn't be my favorite. I don't know, there's something about like more like anything that's like elegant and like kind of creepy as well because of that elegance. I don't know. The new Godzilla? The new Godzilla's pretty cool. It's very like reminiscent of the old school Godzillas, you know? And I really like the pink. I love the pink spikes that he's got. I'm not like a hyper Godzilla fan, so I don't know like a ton about it, right? But like I think it looks cool. The xenomorph. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, yeah, I feel like that one's easy, right? Like, of course, the xenomorph is probably one of my favorites. But I'm trying not to say that because there's so many others. But off the top of my head, I'm so bad at remembering this stuff. What games do I play? Oh my god, too many games. I was playing Baldur's Gate for a while. I haven't played for a little bit now. I just tried that little game, Death Must Die, is kind of fun. It's just another roguelike. What else? What else have I been doing? I don't know. I'm not gonna open Steam right now. My brain is poo-pooing. I can't remember. Recent games. Okay, actually, let's grab this. Whee! To see like what I want to do with this. Still been talking a lot this stream. Thicker? Probably thicker. Lighter? Probably. Yeah, Xenomorph is like I don't know how you couldn't like it. It's like peak design, right? Like could bring these guys. I think these need to be like underneath more. All right, let's look at this top view here. Pull that out. In more. Get that barrel working a little bit better. Maybe out more. Thicker tail. Yeah, we'll just do something like that. And whoa, didn't mean to do that. That's max size brush that it basically affects your entire sculpt. and pull that one in more. This can come up. All right, let us go out to T-pose the sub D. That, I'm gonna do a quick save. Here. Bling. It seems to adapt the man in the bodysuit stance, which I think is cool. Yeah, like it's very like old school, right? They're getting upsetty spaghetti about the spikes are dumb. The G-Man has gone purple before, and the purple is hotter than but I mean, like, people are gonna get upset about a lot of things, right? People get upset when they feel like things are not for them, right? I don't. Maze Runner Griever Creature go. Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, Ken's white spikes are pretty sick. Like those I really like as well. Not gonna lie, those are pretty much up there. What's up, extra? Thanks, Yas. Yeah, the white spikes, right? Right? Yeah, I forgot about them as well. That's what I'm saying, like off the top of my head. Like it's brutal when people ask me these things. I'm like, ah! Suddenly, I've never watched a movie in my entire life. And it's never changed. All right, let's do a Dynamesh on his head. Bing! Let's just do some sculpting here. Just, I don't know. I'll forget about all the other stuff right now. We'll Dynamesh this one. Actually, undo that. I'm gonna put these guys together. Dynamesh that. There we go. Now we can really start sculpting on here. AccuCurve will be fun here. All right, this one, merge it down. This one I can actually lower the resolution here. There we go. All right, keep the tail separate for now. How to quickly remesh. There is a thing called ZRemesher. So this one I'm using right now is Dynamesh, and it is technically remeshing, but it's very dense, as you can see. But if you want, there is a low-res version, ZRemesher, and it will take your mesh and it will, depending on what you target your poly count to, and you can get it down pretty low, but you're gonna lose your details, right? So then if you're doing a ZRemesh, the best thing to do is to duplicate your initial high poly sculpt into, it's like, you know, so you have two of them, make one the ZRemesh, and then reproject with sub Ds onto the higher res. So your reprojection is going to be in here, project right here. And then you got a whole bunch of these, but essentially you're just going to project it. It's going to look at a distance and it's going to shove that geometry down onto the details that you have. But you're going to have to subdivide your ZRemeshed version of whatever it is that you're sculpting so that you have more topology that can pick up those details. Looks like a hummingbird. Yeah. Moth, hummingbird, bee, that sort of a... We're gonna probably put a little bit more insect into here. Hi, J-Zone, what's up? Do I also sculpt in Blender? I do not sculpt in Blender, but I have used Blender. Actually, when I worked on Next Gen, we sculpted in ZBrush, and then we brought everything over to Blender and had the whole film done in Blender past that. Like, no sculpting, but yeah. "30 years ago, you'd need Silicon graphics rig to do this." I know, right? It was crazy. So the reason why I'm always zoomed out like this, by the way, is so that I can see the overall silhouette of what I'm working on. One of the bigger mistakes that you're gonna make, and you're gonna learn from it, is being too zoomed up into things, and you zoom out and you're like, ew, it's all lumpy and everything. The best thing to do is keep something low res until it doesn't need to be low res, and make big changes on a silhouette basis, like zoomed out, right? Like stay zoomed the heck out. A module for AI. What, for 3D right now? No. No, anything that they're selling to you, like AI based, that is in 3D is a scam and a fraud and fraudulent companies, and they're just trying to generate hype. Nothing, like they can't, nothing that they will generate right now is usable in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, sometimes I get like a little bit quiet, but especially because you know, when you're designing something on the fly, sometimes you need to like be a little bit quiet to think. These streams usually don't give me a lot of room to think, especially when I'm like answering questions, which is why you see me like stopping to like talk or whatever. So if you do have any like questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. I am happy to answer. You need AI to do it, right? Like, what the hell? Do my laundry AI. Actually, I don't know if I'd like that, because then my laundry would have to go into a data set. And I don't want my unmentionables in a data set, if you know what I mean. So you know what? Maybe not. Maybe don't. Maybe some things just have to suck in life. Like doing your laundry. Maybe it builds character. Maybe it's okay to not have things done for you. A module for force feedback. What do you mean force feedback? What's she talking about? Is it okay if you ask how long it took you to get used to master your skill and get used to ZBrush? I've been using this for such a long time now that it's hard for me to give you like a super exact answer. But I'm pretty sure I started in year 3 of college, learning it on my own, like outside of class. And that got me pretty comfortable. Like year 3, year 4, you know, extracurricular, just my own thing. And then I got a job immediately after that in as a character artist, which had nothing to do with 2D animation, which I went to school for. So yeah, it really just depends on like what is your previous what's your previous knowledge of art, you know, your skill in art, because that will transfer into your ZBrush as well. Is the difference between learning ZBrush and then learning like box modeling in Maya, like, you know, or not Maya, but like, let's say you're doing like CAD stuff, and then you want to be good at sculpting. Like there is an artistic difference there. So knowing that you're gonna have to learn a set of skills in terms of the arts is good to keep in mind when you're jumping into sculpting as well, because it's not like you know, straight up like 3D modeling, right? Even though they do interact with each other, 3D modeling interacts with sculpting. To stop the knife tool from crashing from I don't have a lot of tips on that. It's kind of random for me as well. I hope they fix it. The knife tool scares me. I usually, like, if I'm using the knife tool, I will save. Like, if I know I'm going to use the knife tool, I will save beforehand, and I will prepare myself for the worst. Usually, it doesn't like, I find it doesn't like complex geometry. It doesn't like things that are unnecessarily high res. And then if you use it multiple times in a row, it usually doesn't like that as well. It doesn't like intersections, I find, too. So if you're using it on like low res geometry and you don't have a ton of complex geometry going on, like the geometry is relatively clean, then you're gonna be okay most times. But even then, if you use it too many times, like even just Control Z and then use it again, and Control Z and then use it again, for whatever reason, ZBrush doesn't like that, and it tells you to go away by just disappearing. Houdini's. So if you're gonna use the knife tool, save beforehand. Yeah. Oh my god. Man, you're divine. Man, that purple on this blue that I have right now is just brutal. I can barely read your name. Welcome. Wait, okay, what am I doing here? Yeah, there might be. I don't know. I'm not the devs for it. I'm just simply a girl who streams here. I don't go here. Theropods have long feathers on their arms. As I look, this moth is sort. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the idea, right? Like I'm gonna put like a couple of things going on in here, but I'm just kind of well, talking a lot. Yeah, I'll just do a mirror and weld on this guy. Accidentally lost the plot there. Sometimes it's good to just do this to make sure everything's back to where it should be. Ooh, wait, why isn't this... Mergerinos. There we go. Alright. Do you use UV placer texture after retopologizing your model in other software? UV placer textures after retopologizing? If I need to. It really depends on like what I'm doing with things. Sometimes I don't even need to deal with UVs. I don't always have to deal with UVs. Actually, most of the time I don't in with what I do for a living. I'll grab the side. I'm gonna create a little bit more of like a chonky. It's got that, you know, a little bit of weight. Skin pushes out on the side. Can you use a Steam Deck to change from tools texture in this program? I have no idea. Steam Deck. I don't know if it would run on a Steam Deck, to be honest. Maybe you could do some like crazy rig thing with it. I have no idea. I actually have no idea if like Substance even works on Steam Deck. I'm gonna give my inflate a little bit more of an intensity so that I can like start like building up in like sort of like these tubes. Be careful when you're doing that though, because you can start getting like some really weird overlapping non-manifold geometry. So keep that in mind. Yeah, like imagine texturing on your Steam Deck. If I try the iPad version of ZBrush, even if I did, I would not be allowed to say anything. But no. Is there a way to just wipe undo history on a whim without unchecking? That's a great question. I don't know. Let's check together, shall we? Undo history. I don't know. I've never actually done that before. Maybe next time Ian is streaming, you can ask him. Moth from memory. Yeah, like I got a T-Rex on the side, but I'm really like it's very loose. I'm like not looking at it. Like we're just kind of vibing right now. This is not anything in particular. Like if it were my own stream, I feel like it would be maybe a little bit easier to do some actual design work. But usually when I'm on this stream, it's just like we're just going off of vibes. We're just vibing. Because we gotta like do a lot of talking. If we gotta do a lot of talking, we can't do a lot of thinking, you know? cut this. Wait, let me put that there. You can choose delete undo history. Is that what they're asking in edit? Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's exactly what they're asking. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Brad. Brad, of course. Of course you know. All right, yeah, so Brad, like he said, in edit, and you can delete your undo history here. Delete older undo history, or just delete all undo history. Crazy. Now I know. Just reading all the comments, sorry. So like all your brushes you can hotkey, and there's lots of other things that have hotkeys, so you set your Steam Deck. Stream Deck! Oh, I thought you said Steam Deck! Forgive me, the text is small, and there's a lot of comments. I thought you said Steam Deck. I'm like, what are you doing with a Steam Deck? How are you supposed to do anything with a Steam Deck? Yeah, a Stream Deck. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you can hotkey your brushes like that if you have a Stream Deck. I mean, how are you gonna do anything with a Steam Deck? I mean, like, I know people sculpt with their mouse and stuff, and they like jerry rig interesting things where they have like their iPad like Wi-Fi streaming ZBrush onto it, and then they've got like stuff like, I know people do stuff, but I just don't I was really confused by the Steam Deck thing. You'll use after using knife. Oh yeah. That is actually a good point with the knife tool. I mean, you might be able to work around it by getting rid of the delete history, but I don't think that's like the only thing. I think a lot of it is when you have like complex geometry, from when I've used it anyways. All right, what am I doing here? I think I'm gonna shift out of sports mode here for a second. Whee! Hi, Layla. How you doing? How's it going? You guys don't know who Layla is. You probably should. She also streams here on this channel, and she is a wonderful person and artist. So definitely go and check her out as well. How are you doing? You would need to install Windows on the thing first. The Steam Deck should have enough power. Yeah, it like, okay, sure, it could, you could jerry rig the thing to run ZBrush, but why would you want to? That's my question. Let's get eyeballs in this thing. Smaller. Do I want this? Maybe not. I want this. Kind of cute. What's this? Hmm. Do. That is, we need more predator in this. Where'd you get ideas for your sculpts? Do you create a reference deck with different? Oh no, we're just going with it right now. The initial thing we were like, oh, that kind of looks like a moth, but then also like T-Rex, and so now we're just kind of winging it like that. We just kind of like pull like a whole bunch of shapes out, and then just kind of figure it out from there. But when I'm actually doing something for myself and not on stream, when I have to like talk and think at the same time, then yeah, I'll create like a little bit of like a reference for myself if I have a very specific idea. Here, F, you know? I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna like open his mouth. So I think I'm gonna do. And then this I am not a huge fan of, but we will put in there in a sec. Put in here first. I do not care if it is clean or not. I literally do not care. Make that jaw more T-Rex, just a little bit more T-Rex. And I think we can actually push all of that stuff in there. I'm gonna lower the resolution on this, make it a little more. That's actually would you like that? Like this. Everybody who's screaming, "Oh my god, there's holes!" Don't worry. Trust the process. It's all part of it. Boom, BK. But this on the side here, I'm not a fan of that look. Giant mutant jackrabbit. Yeah. here. Right, and then I'll push that like inside part of the mouth. The thing about design is, like, you know, again, like these streams are just for fun, but like if you're gonna like seriously design anything, you really do need to give yourself some space to think. Like 99 times out of 100, you're not gonna get oh, are we what in the world? Where, bruh, come back. What's going on? Yo, what is going on? Oh man. What is happening here? All right, technical difficulties. I'm just gonna give it a second. I don't know what the heck is going on. It's not frozen. This is 2024, so there might be some like weirdness here. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I can interact with it, kind of. Can I like unselect it maybe and then come back? Is that gonna work? No, like look, it's just like, what the heck? Can I come back? What is going on? I have never seen this one either. What the heck? It does, but at the same time it doesn't, because like I can interact with it, but it's just very confused right now. Huh. I'm just seeing if like maybe, no, like I can't, look, like I can't. Oh, oh, I'm back. We're back. No, we're not. We're almost back. What's going on? ZBrush! I can't even exit it. I'm trying to. Give me a second, guys. I am so sorry. Ask questions in the meantime. Whatever you'd like. It won't let me. Look at that. Look at how slow it is. Look, 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 look. Whoa. I can't even save. Yeah, I know. That's... Bruh! Please. ZBrush, I swear to God. Please exit. Please. I love you, but please exit. Oh my gosh. I have never seen this one. Oh, this is brutal. Okay. Alright, we'll have to redo some stuff, I'm sure. Come on, come on, come on, come on. End task. I've ended task. Bro, it just disappeared. Hello? Okay, we're coming back. I don't know what that one was. That was weird. That one was super weird. Hold on one sec. Just gotta make sure. Here, we're back. There we go. This is an old version. Oh my god. Let's see what how far back. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. Wow. Alright. Let me just save this one. I've never seen that one before. That's crazy. Alright. Sorry about that. We're gonna redo all of it. Yep. Yeah, I tried using it. It wouldn't work. I know. Locking up so bad that you can't even find it in task. It was yeah, I don't know what that was. I was pressing end task a few times. I've never had that issue before. That was crazy. It said the memory usage was fine and everything, so I'm not really sure. But here we are. We're starting again. Cool, 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 cool. That's fine. Do this again. You know, when life gives you crashes, make lemonade. That's what they say. Sorry for the drama. Actually, I'm gonna do a lower res on this right off the bat. Damn, all of it. I have to like resculpt all of it. Oh boy. That's your reminder to save, kids. Merge this one down. Do I make clothing designs in Blender? No, I do not. I do not do that. How does autosave work? Is every 5 minutes? You can set however often it is. For me, I've got like an itchy escape finger though, so if I see that like autosave popping up, I can't even help myself. I just escape. Get out of my face. So it's like, but in auto you can do like your quick save down here. Whoops. And you can say like duration. So this is every 20 minutes it does it. Here you can do lower or faster, etc. It's because I was talking about, I know, I was talking about it crashing and it was just like, bet. I'll show you a crash that you've never seen before. It's only when I'm streaming. You know, you guys should feel special. We're doing like, we get like the rare spawns. It was a boss spawn. Gotta do audition. What's up, Angelus? How goes? Actually, no. I wanna do what I had done before, if I can remember. Here. Like you've come back in the past. It's true. Oh, you sent me a screen grab? What, on Slack? She said it. Oh yeah, you did. Ah, bless. That was before the crash. That's it? That's all I did? Damn. Alright. Easy. We'll get back there. I don't know, for some reason I thought I did more. Thanks, Layla. What's up, Joseph? How goes? Slowly chipping away your art projects when you got the time. Good job. As you should. Any time is good time. Anything of note that you guys have been working on? Tricky vibes. What even was going on up here? What was I even doing up here? I feel like I was doing something. I feel like it was working, whatever it was, and then now this is just like stupid looking. Maybe... Just gonna delete it if it's not gonna work. I think that's like one of the things is like it needs to be closer. A French dino. Oh. No, we're fixing stuff. Trying to do a thing. Where's my corgi? Oh my gosh. True. I didn't. Also, how are you doing? How's it going? You made it. Wait, I should actually take a break though, real quick, and then come back and show you my corgo. My Monters. Mr. Monty Beans. Oh wow, this guy looks like a fool. Should make this larger with a smaller focal shift so that I can start getting bigger shapes. Don't like what's going on here. Changing. I always stream when you're out. I'm sorry. I can't. I mean, I can't control that actually. Next time I'll remember just to DM you like, yo, are you out? Oh shoot. Okay, I won't stream. It's all your fault. Remember that. I'm gonna see if. Sorry, I'm just like trying to fix this. Then I'll go take a break after. You're working on a 3D scan of your buddy's hand to be a holder for something? Sick. Sick. Make it nice and wrinkly. Be like, dude, what the frig? What? That's your hand, don't you know? Yeah, not a fan, not a fan, not a fan. Let's try and fix the way this is looking. Yep, not entirely a fan of that thing. Alright, we'll do a big change then. Once PS1 is not working. Claws? Oh yeah, your friend? Yeah. You should. You'll be like, dude, what the hell? But like big ones, be like, yo, it's like realistic. Made it just like you in real life. Goofy! This is looking goofy. I'm deleting. Let's get rid of that. And I'll do a different front face. That was not working. Can you like increase the topology just a little bit? How do you define and refine functionality of a creature, and how do you balance it out with the main concept and shapes? So usually when like if you're coming up with something yourself, sometimes it's fun to just kind of get a shape that looks fun, and then afterwards do a pass where you're like, okay, does this even work? You know, how can I make that shape function properly in terms of like the leg and locomotives and everything like that? When you're doing something based on an actual like design that it already exists, then it's a little bit more you want to be thinking about that locomotion and the anatomy up front rather than later. But that's only like if you already have that. At first, it's better to just kind of get in there and play around. Prettier version of Deathstalker? Deathstalker, what's that? Which one is that? What is that? I feel like I've heard that before. Needs more, like, cranium. It's so, like... Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of these. These are not working. Get out of here. Just gonna quickly do a save. And I am gonna answer you real quick. Oh, Fallout 3? Oh, of course. No, that was not the intention. But I understand what you're saying. 1.5 years and when you were not in 3D, and now you only now I was able to join in your stream for a year and a half. You were watching the VODs. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome. I'm about to take a break. I'm about to take a break now, so, and then I'll come back and I'll actually like bring this together, because right now we're working off of losing this concept because of a crash, and so I'm gonna like make all of it kind of come together when I come back. But here he is right now. Dino boy. So give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna go and get myself some more water. Dude, we would have gone further if it weren't for the crash mess. Anyways, I'll be back in just a few minutes, okay? So, entertain yourselves. You know, maybe go and pee and get some water and stretch and anti-blood clots, okay? No blood clots. All right. All right, there he is. You probably saw him like rolling around on the ground. He always does this. He's like, you can pick me up when I go on my belly, can't you? Like, how about instead of belly rubs? How about instead of you picking me up, you give me belly rubs? Yeah. This is Corgo time. This is Monto time. You always knows. You always know. Ooh, just a little cutie. Where this guy? Here. Here. You want to do the sculpting today? Ugh. You want to do the sculpting today? Here we go. All right. So now what you're gonna do? You're gonna be the one that pays rent now. You're gonna hold this. Yeah. You're gonna get it in between your toes. There we go. He's gonna. Yay! There we go. Artist. He's basically wearing a tuxedo without the little like bow tie. I have a bow tie for him, but he's in the other room. Yeah, I know. He does. He sculpts better than me. You should see him go when he does it. He just acts like he's like incapable of anything when he's on stream. Hi Bert, what's up? He's just like he's actually just a sack of potatoes. He goes like limp. I pick him up and he's just like, yes, I am at your disposal. You shall do with me as you please. I have no bones. Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys get butt, you guys get booty. Look at that. Look at that corgi butt. Look at these drumsticks. Look at these drumsticks. If you had any idea how many people I'm showing your butt to right now, you'd freak out. Oh my god. Yeah, here you go. Here you go. We did the thing. You want to go back down? You want to go on the ground? You don't care? Do you wanna? I didn't say anything. Do you want? I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I was like, I was getting him amped for the W word. Just so that he's gonna freak out if I say that though. You're a good boy. Yes. Yes. Squishies. All right. Jasper went to Jasper National Park. Amazing. Fantastic. All right, boy. Onto the ground. Onto the ground. Oh. Oh my goodness. All right. You have so much hair, boy. Oh yes, he does. He's not as like chunky as most corgis on the butt. I actually make this joke all the time when he's like walking around. His legs are like peg legs, but they're like skinny. It's like but like pantalons. Like he's got like MC Hammer pants. And he always like looks like he's two different dogs stitched into one. All right, let's get rid of this BRB. Yeah, his anxiety doesn't seem exactly. He would probably just like freeze up. He would not be having a good time, that's for sure. If he knew. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was gonna like work on making this acceptable. Honestly, this time I'm not really sure. Like we're doing like a dinosaur moth like hybrid thing. Probably put more insect into it. I'll like work on the shape of the face here. I'm not like thinking the brow ridge needs help. Oops. Oh, did you put on you put Jasper in the Discord? Ah, got like dog hairs all over my mouth now. Pixel ZBrush has a Discord, yeah, but that's not the Discord. I was talking about my Discord. Honestly, I should probably get back to actually streaming on my channel. And if work stays not super busy, then I probably will. Problem is, it wasn't for a while because I was just like a little overwhelmed with too much of work. But we're slowing down quite a bit, so we'll see. Still not a fan of this brow ridge. Get that bigger. No. All right, yeah, I'll give you. I mean, it's not super active, but here you go. Losing fur mode feels like 8 months of the year. I know. I know especially any dog that has like a double coat. It's just relentless hair. Like I literally like I finished vacuuming the next day. The entire apartment's covered in hair again. It's like it's impossible. There's always hair on my ground. Always hair everywhere. But I love him. So you know, I deal with it. We just deal with it. It's just part of it. Love hurts. All right, this needs to get meaner looking. Bring all of that up. So it was, yeah. I should make paid tutorials. I mean, if I had the if I had the fortitude to do so, then maybe I would. But you know, live streams, I feel like it's just it feels easier. If that makes sense to just kind of interact with everybody and their questions that come up. Um, Paid classes is like I've done some like what are they called? Step in no, substitute teaching for Michael Pavlovich at CG Masters Academy. But I don't know about my own course. I feel like it's a lot of work, you know? It's a whole lot of work. I definitely have a bit of a bird brain. But if I ever feel like that's something that would happen, then I would let you guys know. A pet vacuum for when Jasper visits your vacuuming for days after. It's like it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Like I brush him too, right? And it's just keeps going. How can I brush an entire dog's worth of hair out of you? And then within a week you have another dog's worth of hair ready to come out. Like, can I have that kind of hair growth? I would love to change my hairstyle constantly. How come dogs get it? Make it make sense. Am I using reference? I've got like a T-Rex on the other screen, but I'm like half referencing it, not really. It's sort of like we're going off of vibes right now. Woolly mammoths from extinction? They've been doing that since like the early 2000s. Been hearing about that since like forever. But also, should we? Should we? I think science is going too far. I feel like we had like a whole movie series called Jurassic Park about what happens if you bring back things. Does you find it easier to design with some teeth blocked in, or does it distract you? Sometimes, sometimes not. I mean, right now I'm just kind of just going around and touching everything right now. So yes and no. Like, I mean, when you start refining things, for sure. Again, it just depends. I don't like, you'll notice too, like if you watch a lot of my streams, you'll notice I don't have like a direct way of doing anything. I change how I do stuff a lot. What's all your favorite dinosaurs? Mine is actually Carnotaurus. Or Carnosaurus. I actually don't remember if it's Carnotaurus or Carnosaurus. It's the one with like the, you know, like the extremely stubby arms and it looks like a pickle. Love that one. I'm not a dinosaur expert, by the way, if you can't tell. But I really like that one. Looks like a pickle. I also just really like it because of its head crest looking thing. Its skull is pretty cool. Yeah, the balance is off right now because I'm just doing it in like this neutral pose for the time being. Yeah, Carnotaurus, yeah. Don't you like the pickle looking dinosaur? It looks like a pickle. You like Stegosaurus? Aw, oh, classic. Punk rockers. They're pretty great too. Backface masking? Yeah, so if I'm using clay buildup, I'll put backface masking on. Mine is over here on the UI though, so you can see any brush that I use, you can see if it's on or off. Probably, right? Like that's definitely, that's, because like the Carnotaurus really does look like a big look. It's so silly. I love it so much. It just makes me so happy. It's just a very happy dinosaur. Very, very, very good vibes. Just very, very good vibes. Fantastic vibes. It's like little Naruto hands. It looks like just existing, it's Naruto running. It's like headed to Area 51 no matter what it's doing, you know? Pickled dinosaur. But then its skull is so cool. Like, it's mean looking, but also kind of cute. Yeah. Wait, where's like an actual good... Here, like... Like, it has like a very nice and compact skull that I like. Like it's got cute, it's like cute scary. You know? I don't know, there's something about it. I just like I love this dinosaur so much. It's so stupid. Like why did you evolve that way? Like what's going on? You good? You good, bro? What are those hands doing? See. Yo, what's up, Patrick? Good to see you here. Haven't seen you here. Also, guys, if you don't know Patrick, he also streams here. He does like food stuff. Food stuff is wicked too. Also, what the hell with his setup? Patrick, your setup is insane. Like, I don't understand how you're running so much stuff at the same time. It's crazy. Oh my god. Crazy. Crazy guy. You should go and follow him if you guys don't already. Drop your links. Cough, cough, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Layla, if you're still here too, you too. Brad, you too. I'm trying to like, who's everybody who's here? Calling you out. Right, we could probably fit more teeth in here, actually. So I'm going to do a Olive group, mirror well. Really wacky ones like that one you have a mouth shaped like a platypus. Because it has to. Yeah, fair. His Instagram, dude. Patrick is crazy. He's got a really wild setup in his stuff that he does. He does a lot of like food sculpts in ZBrush, and then he brings it over to Cinema 4D. Hence the name. Listening to my own music, by the way, I'm so sorry. You know how obnoxious I can be. Oh my god, yes, dude! Make dino nuggies! That is the best. Please do. Two of the most favorite things put together, chicky nuggies and dinosaurs. Okay, but like real question though, what is your favorite dipping sauce for the chicken nuggets? I like a hot honey mustard. Oh my god. These guys, you know what? Perfect. I will show this off. You put on local symmetry. Whoops. Local symmetry. Hello. Right here. And symmetry over here. Local symmetry. There we go. Then you can basically, wherever your gizmo is, you're going to be able to scale based on the local gizmo axis. So you don't have to deal with like it being in the center. So for example, this is like world symmetry. World symmetry would just scale based on the center point, but local symmetry is going to scale based on where your gizmo is located. Sweet and sour. I mean, that's a classic. Wasabi mustard. I could go for that. Yeah. I mean, that's like similar to what I already like, right? The hot mustard. 2 days to model and sculpt this Christmas concept you're doing? Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna get faster though the more you do. Don't worry about it. UVs don't matter when you're using a substance painter. I mean, if you're in a pipeline, yes, it does matter. Like if you're doing like a final asset, yes. You just use barbecue. Barbecue is a classic though, right? Like that's not bad. But if you haven't tried hot mustard, like a spicy mustard, you should. Very good. In fact, might even be life-changing for some of you. I've since become a connoisseur of chicken nuggets. Specifically because I get McDonald's every single time I'm done having an eye injection. And that's like once a month. I have a very specific order that I get now. Duplicate. And could do a one. Whoops. Get rid of this right now. I have no idea if this mouth would close on itself, and I don't really care, to be honest, right now. But if you wanted to, you could always just, you know, if you wanted to test if the teeth are going to be closing properly with each other, just kind of select all of this, right? Find where the pivot point is on the jaw, like where would it be rigged? Probably somewhere up here. And then grab both of these and just kind of do this so you can start seeing if your stuff is going to work or not. Right. So it closes, the mouth closes, but I didn't line the teeth up. But yeah, that's the idea, right? Rah. Yo, Eric Keller's here too. How long am I streaming? Only for an hour more. Why, you want me to go? You want me to get the hell out of here? I had my slot. Sriracha? Sriracha with the chicken nuggets sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a very good idea. For 6 p.m. or 6 p.m., but you can do 7. Oh, they double booked you then. Yeah, I think there might have been, because on Wednesdays I usually, oh, you know what probably happened is usually it should go for 4 hours. Like I put in the 4-hour mark, but if it only does like a 2-hour and it's not marked properly, then yeah, it'll just like, it'll allow you to double book the thing. But if you need me to get off, then I can end early. But I was like signed up for it. Should still be there. See, hold on. Yeah, okay. Talk to I don't even see you. I don't even see you on the calendar, by the way. Look, 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 look. You want to talk to, yeah, you want to talk to them about that, because I don't even see you. The next is, Ryan Kilson. Boop. Refresh again? Okay. Nope. Yeah, I don't see you in there. You're gonna want to talk to them about that. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. So normally if you're scheduled on the same day as me though, my streams are usually 4 hours long. So if you are like scheduling a stream that's like over 2 hours, sometimes the thing does not like put in the 4 hours. Like I can't do 2 slots at a time, but there's always like a note. You see it on your calendar? I have no idea. You heard the sound that researchers think the T-Rex make? Yeah, I saw that the other day. It was really freaky sounding. Like it's scary. It's actually scary. I think somebody is gonna have to do a realistic dinosaur horror film. Like people get thrown back in time or something like that. And or they have to travel back in time for whatever reason, and they're stuck in, I don't know what would be like the scariest dinosaur era. Like would it be the Cretaceous, do you think? Or I don't know which dinosaur era would be like the freakiest, but basically like a more realistic kind of like Jurassic Park without the park part of it, you know? Like let's do a new IP. All right, no worries, Eric. I will end exactly at 10 p.m. So in 50 minutes from now. Then I'll be out of your hair. Do I want to do that? Nah, I don't want to do that. All right, I'll work on the legs. They tried that? The movie 65? I did not see that movie. We're to press it to stop it. GTA is already doing that. GTA 6. Okay, I'm gonna do some gestural changes here. Save real quick. Throw this guy. T-pose mesh. The ZBrush instead of Dance Standard. I actually don't, but it is great. What I like to use instead of with Dame Standard is what you can see I have going on right now is a lower Z intensity with a higher focal shift, a really large brush. So what you can do with that is actually get, you know, those big forms going the same way. But I find like, you know, it's just like a personal preference. Sometimes the double brushes can have a little bit of like a lag to them while you're like pulling them around on especially like high res geometry. But yeah, it's 100% a whoops, why did I do all that? No. Yeah, it's 100% a preference thing, but it is a good brush. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, Master. Like the Cretaceous probably. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm thinking too, Master. The Cretaceous is a gnarly place. Gnarly time period. But I feel like we wouldn't be able to breathe that air, right? Like might be a little bit damaging. I mean, the level of oxygen in the atmosphere was just a lot heavier. I think that was actually one of the theories as to why things were so big back then is because of the higher oxygen density of the atmosphere, which led to gigantism. I mean, in the ocean, you have gigantism because of like, there's a combination of like how oxygen interacts with like the lungs and the blood of creatures and the pressure being put on them. But then in like dinosaur times, it's like, how does that work? Like the atmosphere was denser, so I guess yeah, like the pressure being put and like how I guess that would infuse with the animal's blood or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. It's been a while since I looked into gigantism. But it's kind of interesting to think about that, like higher pressures actually maybe contributing to larger creature sizes. Yeah, no worries, Thomas. Have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by. Actually, let's just grab this at larger resolution. Oh yeah, I'm still in T-pose. I think I will pull this a little bit No, it's not a stick. It's you just use it at a low res. I'll show you in a second. You know what? We are getting down, and we can probably actually just. Okay, I'm actually going to. Um, I'm gonna actually pose this a little bit. I don't see why not. Maybe not yet. Maybe. Ooh, I'm not liking this. Sorry about this. Alright, and then. Okay, and then I'll pose it so it's less off balance after. Ooh, sub T. Alright, so yeah, that is basically you just take a small masking brush, and then if you go fast enough, you're creating like these little dots, right? And then if you pull little dots out, you get little spikes. It's essentially that. Yeah, super easy. You get all kinds of fun stuff. That's why I keep saying all you need is masking and snake hook. Let's do. Okay. Do I have all of that combined? Yeah. There we go. Did I start with Z-Sphere? Nah, I started with a sphere. And then we crashed, we lost it, and then we just sculpted it again. Oh my god, what the hell do you have down here? What is that gender? What sex are you? When you're menuing, are you just using the keyboard left hand, or do you have a bunch of shortcuts on your tablet pen? No, I'm just using my my keyboard. I really neglected them feetsies, didn't I? Did them, and now I have to like redo them because of the crash. Sometimes when you're sketching, it's like this is just what I do. So I like block things in like really like gnarly, but it gives the idea just like if you were sketching in a sketchbook, right? It doesn't matter. But you get the idea. Keep an eye on the time so I can pose this guy real quick. And then get out of the way of Eric. So I sell my or split my sculpts into subtools for more resolution towards the end of. If so, what are your methods for? No, usually I don't. Usually I can get what I need to get in terms of the sculpt. Like if I need even more resolution, there are other ways of doing that. But a lot of the time, like, you know, if it's like super minor detail, like, you know, the super tiny details, and your sculpt maybe doesn't have enough resolution on it, and you need like a bunch of really tiny scales that overlap and things. It's like, well, how close are you going to get to it, etc. If you're not getting like insanely close up, and even if you are, you can still texture that stuff, right, in Substance or wherever else. So, but a lot of the time it's just like, it's just concept that I'm doing. And if I do need more resolution, then yeah, I can probably, like, I mean, I already keep this separate. I keep certain things separate, but if there isn't like an organic way to separate the meshes, then I won't be separating them, right? Like here, the tail and the back, for example, there is no like organic separation mark. Like it's supposed to all just kind of run in together. Now, if you're doing like little scales, you could technically create like, you know, some sort of an organic mark. But when I'm talking about organic, like let's say you had like, you know, plating on the back like this could be an organic separation mark, right? And then you could make the tail its own subtool. But because you don't have that, and like it kind of continues all together, like, you know, you gotta kind of keep it all together. Just like a human body, you wouldn't separate the hands as their own subtool, right? Yeah, this really needs I can get this looking like, all of this is blocking the silhouette a lot right now. Maybe then I'll move it around. Just trying to get a little bit more of like the neck. No, I don't like that part. You also just like maybe think right here needs more space. This guy. Come forward more. No. Let's just pull it out more in general. When you get the Swiss cheese method from Dynamesh, can you just fill holes? No. If you get Swiss cheese from Dynamesh, and that's like your whole thing, you're gonna want to go down to mesh integrity and then fix mesh. So undo first, fix mesh, and then try ZBrushing or Dynameshing again. Whoa, that went Cthulhu on me. That's not what I was looking for. But if you're getting like a few of these, you might want to inflate beforehand if that's not what you're going for. I'm gonna try and just get this a little bit more. Okay, we'll protect this. This. Try and get this in more. Okay, this needs like proper positioning. These arms are like bothering me so much right now. A snake hook ballerina, right? Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I like making my little curly whirlies. Arner. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick because that was an ugly hang up for some reason. Hello, 2024, and your new little quirks. What's your go-to for hard edges if you don't pump res at the end? I mean, like, what I do for like hard surface stuff is we've got a brush called Mach A. So this is like a really nice thing just to kind of create, you know, even for stylized stuff, I use this all the time, just to create different plane changes. And then another thing too is the pinch brush. So basically what's going on here is if I take this and I start pinching in a certain area, like this is super high resolution, but if I pinch here, it's bringing everything close, and then I can pinch over here, it brings everything close. And then if I take a really large brush and I just smooth it out, that creates like a really like nice hard edge as well. So that can be actually really useful to create more of the organic kind of shapes, right? So if I wanted this to be a mech, I could easily just kind of grab it like this, right? Take a large brush, like that, and we could even in these areas, right? And combine it with the other things as well. We can start to get some pretty good hard surfaces. And I usually like sculpt like this as well, like to get hard surface stuff. But yeah, that's usually what I use, and H polish as well. Dynotopo was automatically on when you Z-remeshed. It was really nice. Must have clicked something. What, when you're Z-remeshing? I'm confused. Confusion. Hey, if you got something working that wasn't working before, then power. Oops. I think that'll just, I'm just gonna pose them because I don't have a ton of time right now. I'll just pose them. Get some gesture going on with this guy. Do a quick T-pose to sub D. Or T-pose mesh, sorry. Alrighty, so then we will grab everything. to do this. Ah, true. Wasn't doing that. Okay, I'm gonna go into Lightbox real quick. Grab. No, all my brushes. Right, I didn't push them over from 2023. My brushes. All right, smooth, smooth, stronger. Sorry, I'm just like thinking, like, would it leg do I want to go forward? Yeah, this one I want forward. Do I have no I don't. Dang it. Okay. Masking hell. Actually, what am I doing? I'll just the trick with the focal shift on the transform gizmo really handy for stuff like posing the tail. Yeah, I know. It's not very natural to me right now. I'm very used to moving my brush really big and messing with it that way. I would have to use like the new versions a lot more to get used to it. It's just sort of like a really, this has been natural to me for a while, right? Like it's been part of my workflow for a bit, so. But yeah, it's very useful. Do that. Turn it outwards more. Oh. No. Yeah, that's not. I just would rather just move my brush. Like, I know it's like kind of ugly sometimes, but when you're doing sketching stuff, like whatever. I don't need to be like super precise, right? So. Yeah, you can use the anchor brush. This would be a good place to use the anchor brush. But like I said, like this is what's very natural for me. Like it's been part of my workflow for a while, so that's why I'm doing it, because we only have a little bit of time left. And like messing around with the anchor brush for me, it like takes time. There's certain things you do it enough, it becomes second nature, and it's like breathing, right? You don't even think about it. The anchor brush is one of those things that's still very like clunky to me, because it is not, in fact, second nature to use it at this point. Masky mask. Hello? I'm just trying to get this neck now. This is a very, very fast posing. Very crude. Yeah, I mean, some people will find it very useful, right? Like that's why there are so many tools in ZBrush, is because then you get to kind of pick and choose what works for you. Different people, different workflows, right? Like I'm using the snake hook right now, but the way that I'm using the snake hook, some people would literally look at that and be like, what are you doing? Trust me, it's not like the first time I've been criticized for the way that I use my tools in ZBrush. But the beautiful part about that is you can use it however you want. It is an artist tool. Like it's a tool for artists, made by artists, right? Meaning they understand that you can use things in like weird and wacky ways. As long as like you're getting the result that you want, it really doesn't matter. Like there isn't like a, you know, you don't have to be so strict about things. So if you like a certain tool the way that you like to use it, then all the power to you. You gotta use some, yeah, I very much prefer to just sculpt, but I'm like, I just love sculpting, so. Or maybe I'll turn it the other way. Yeah, I like that. I'm just gonna bring all this stuff over to this side. We only have a few minutes, and then it's Eric's turn on the Xbox. Oops. Alrighty, and Z plugin back to there. Going back. No, you're all good, man. I'm gonna be getting off here. Speed, speed whatever this thing is at this point. Alright, let me save him, and then I'll give you the Xbox controller. Because Mom said so. Okay. We go. We'll put them like this. Actually, we could probably. Yeah, it was fun, right? All right. Just gonna get them. Yeah. All right, there we go. That's what we made today. Yay! We're done. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was a good stream. I hope you guys had a good time as well. I will be live. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be live. I don't think I have a whole bunch. I don't have any like other streams planned for December. Just because holidays and stuff that are coming up. But probably January. So yeah, if you aren't already following this channel and this channel like on whatever platform it is that you're watching on, be it YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, I don't know, definitely follow this channel because there's other artists that stream here, extremely talented, lots of different workflows, a variety of different talents to learn from and talk to, ask questions, etc. Eric Keller is going to be on right next as soon as I stop streaming and talking and close my damn mouth. But if you are looking for any of my socials to follow me for announcements of when I'm next live, here is the link right here. And I will put that in the chat as well, so you can do any of that if you need to follow me for whatever reason, for announcements, for arts, for whatever, for shit posts. I don't care. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you. Check Eric Keller's stream next. Bye.